All right. Pardon me. All right. It is Thursday. It is the last day of August. We are just getting going here. Sorry about the delay, but had a few things to take care of. We'll show you that in just a little while. This is Weather Overtime. For those of you who are joining us, we are live on Twitch TV and on Facebook Live, keeping you updated as to what's going on with weather in and around this area of the country. This is from WDEF News 12 in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onek, as I said, and again, we're keeping you updated on what's going on with weather across the area for tonight and into the next several days. Very much on the dry side, still active in the tropics, and that's something we really have to keep an eye on. We'll talk more about that in just a little bit. Coming up, we'll take a look at the almanac page, our weather window picture of the day. We'll also take a look and see what's coming our way in the forecast over the next several days, and also again into the Labor Day holiday. Not much of a major concern for now, but it does look to be a little warmer out there as we get into around the holiday itself, but not a heat wave. A little warmer, yeah, no question about that, but so far doesn't look to be too bad for right now. We'll also see what's going on the grill. Stay tuned for the grill cast on there, and a whole bunch more coming up in just a little bit. Let's take a look at our West Shore home weather window picture of the day. Thanks to Jennifer Hitchcock from EPB in downtown Chattanooga. This is known as a solar halo, where the ice crystals or water droplets up in the atmosphere refract the sunlight, breaking it in to its pattern, and you can see kind of a rainbowish ring here. It's also known as a ring around the sun, so really neat atmospheric optic effect there as the water droplets in our atmosphere break up the sunlight and cause that nice little ring effect. Now, if you didn't have that, if the clouds weren't that constant and weren't that thick, you might see a small piece of this and that rainbow on either side of the sun. Those broken up where you can't see the entire halo, that's called a sundog. So kind of neat, again, to be able to take a look at that. If you've got weather pictures, and thank you, Miss Jennifer from EPB, for sending that in to us. If you've got pictures, all you have to do is send them in to us at pictures@wdef.com or drop them to the Facebook, X, or Instagram pages in the comments section, and Courtney Goins, our multimedia manager, will pick them up from there. Great opportunity to get your work in front of a lot of people, and thank you very much to everybody who has sent in some marvelous pictures over the last several days. About as close to normal, within a degree or two of what we were able to see today. 86 the high, 88 is normal, 99 the record high temperature, 66 the low, 68 degrees the normal temperature, and 50 degrees the record low set back in 1946. Not as windy as it was yesterday, wind gusting over about 30 miles an hour. Looks like we're going to finish up the month with about a 2-inch surplus, so doing very good on the rain showers there. We're also going to see again the potential of less rainfall coming on through. So for the year, we're still behind by about 1 1/10 inches, but it's not doing too bad for right now. So doing all right for the month, where we were still pretty severely behind about 2 weeks ago. So nice to be able to see that taking place out there. Let's take a look outside from Lee Point. There was a beautiful just past full moon at the area around the Plainview outdoor advertising camera. So hopefully you get a chance to see that out there. A beautiful night for stargazing. Almost, because of those clouds drifting through, and I'll explain why that is in just a little bit. Downtown Chattanooga, Finley Stadium lights lit up quite nicely, looking off to the south and to the west. Not able to see quite everything out there. From Island Cove Marina and Resort, looking to the west-northwest and showing decently quiet conditions out there for this evening. Hardly anybody out on the water. Few fishermen way out there. From the Total Speedies car care camera at the Chattanooga Theater Center, few people enjoying the downtown parks by just a little bit for this evening. Looking around the area of 24 and 75 from near Chattanooga Red Wolf Stadium. Decently quiet again for now, but traffic is decently backed up on 75 north to 24 west. Not sure if that's construction or an accident taking place, but if you're heading 75 north pretty soon, may want to think about an alternate route if at all possible. And from downtown, that just around what we just featured right there. Let me get back to that for just 1 second. I want to make sure everybody's in there. The Tomahawk crane and rigging camera. Thank you very much for that. And from the veteran-owned Patriot Concrete camera, hopefully a good sunset shot Going to see if we were able to get a little bit in the way of a sunset view from here, but from tonight, a few more clouds drifting in might have marred that a little bit. Temperatures back in the mid-70s. Dew point temperatures staying pretty stable at this point, mid-60s, and winds out of the northeast escorting in a decent amount of very dry air. Air temperatures mid to upper 60s to mid to upper 70s. Very mild out there. Dew point temperatures, again, starting to creep back up as per necessary at this time of the evening, which is normal. Seeing dew point temperatures a little higher than what they were a couple of days ago. So going to be seeing some more moisture in the forecast coming up. Not that much for now. Excuse me, just the possibility of some more rain showers and thunderstorms out there to our west, but we'll talk about that coming up here in just a little bit. What is left of Idalia now making its way off the east coast and basically gone, no longer in our forecast, but what you can also see in this area here is the winds from a storm system down to our south. That's doing a good job of pushing moisture up this direction. Some more clouds heading our way. Yes, there are some showers out there, but for right now, I just really don't see that much happening at this point. Excuse me a second. The computer taking on a mind of its own. Doubtful we're going to be seeing too much out of these storm systems. Again, Idalia and Franklin well off the east coast and heading away from us into the Atlantic, so that's not really a problem. Down to the south of us, we've got some stronger areas of low pressure, not going to become anything in the way of a tropical storm or a hurricane, but again, remember that air around low pressure rotates counterclockwise, so these will be enough to push some moisture up there. That gray area you see right there, that's some cloud cover, and that's going to be overspreading the entire area as we get into later on tonight. Yes, there are some chances of some precipitation out there. I just don't see that much of it taking place at this time. Running the numbers, and nothing coming in from out west either at this point. Clouds really overspread the area by tomorrow morning. There might be some sunshine mixed in with there. And then as we get into tomorrow morning, to our west, we may see a few sprinkles, but that's really about all that we're going to wind up with. And that stays mainly to our west as well. So Alabama, Middle Tennessee, Cumberland Plateau, you might see a few sprinkles out there, but that's going to be about it. Temperatures tomorrow afternoon back in the mid-80s, looking very good for Friday night football. Kickoff temperatures 7 to 8 o'clock back in the lower 80s or so. And then Saturday morning, we'll still have the clouds out there, and again, those speckles of rain showers well down to our south and west. Then watch the clouds at this point as we get into the rest of the forecast. They just basically melt away, so we should be looking at some very mild temperatures coming on through. Looking at numbers back in the mid-80s by the time we get into early Saturday evening, and most of the rest of the thicker clouds should be staying well on down to our south, so little, if anything, really popping up there. Forgot to mention Twitch or Facebook Live. If you've got some comments or questions, anything, drop them into the comments section. We'd love to see more about what everybody's talking about there. Let's go ahead and run the numbers for you and show you what we've got going on through the rest of the forecast into the holiday and beyond. This is where, again, we start seeing some very mild temperatures starting off with the clouds tomorrow, a little bit on the milder side, but then we start to see, again, the numbers head upwards into next week. Hardly anything in the way of rainfall chances. Clouds, yes, on Friday, really not seeing anything in the way of rainfall coming on through. And then for Labor Day, plenty of sunshine through the weekend. Don't forget the sunblock. We're talking about a lot of UV radiation out there, so sunburn could be a bit of an issue. And then through next week, going back above normal for this time of the year, upper 80s, and then that's about where we'll be for Labor Day. And then by next week, Thursday, the possibility does exist of maybe a couple of showers and thunderstorms. That's still a very long way off. So for right now, I just don't see anything else happening in the way of any major changes coming up. So good news on that through the weekend and into next week, the foreshortened work and school week. Friday night football next week, maybe the chance of a shower or thunderstorm, but really just not seeing a lot of it out there. So again, staying quiet, good news on that for right now. And also good news, again, as we go into the Labor Day holiday itself. Coming up into outdoor dining purposes, No problem at all being seen. It will be a little bit on the warm side, but numbers will at least not have anything in the way of rainfall to worry about. So you can forget rain protection. Plenty of sunshine out there, and we'll continue to see again some pretty nice conditions for Labor Day. It'll be hot on the close side of hot coming up by Monday evening. Again, temperatures pushing 90 degrees, but otherwise not looking too bad out there for right now. Heading out the door again as we go into the rest of the next couple of days, and you're going to be firing up the grill. No possibility of rain or thunder expected anytime soon, and numbers back into the lower to mid 80s every single day. Again, just keep it cool out there. Definitely want to keep that water drinking going on, and some sunblock if you're in direct sunlight. But we're getting close to that time of the year where we're going to be losing a couple of minutes of daylight all the way through. So expecting earlier sunsets across the area. Still some sunshine out there by about 7 o'clock, but the farther we go toward the equinox, that's where we start to see, and that's about a little less than a month away. So we will be seeing the potential of some activity out there getting darker a little bit on the sooner side. From the Greater Chattanooga Orthodontics bus stop forecast, and again, this is for Friday, looking into the potential of some scattered showers and thunderstorms out across the area. This could possibly by next week, maybe, but nothing showing up anytime soon at this time. So I really don't think we're going to be looking at anything coming our direction for into the weekend or early next week. So definitely some good news on that for right now. Looking out at the tropics, let's take a quick look at what's going on a little further afield. We just got rid of Idalia, and that making its way off the east coast, making a due beeline to the east. Winds at 65 miles per hour, so technically it's still a tropical storm. And then Franklin way on off into the Atlantic, well south of Nova Scotia. That one, winds of 90 miles per hour, so that one still has a pretty good amount of power to it. Farther off into the Atlantic, we've got 3 more systems, and remember, we haven't even hit the peak of hurricane season yet. We're still waiting for that to happen by about September 10th or so. Gert is still wandering around out there as an area of low pressure. Jose is a tropical storm, but only just winds of about 40 miles an hour. And just fresh off the coast of Africa, Invest, or Area of Investigation, 94L. All of these mainly moving to the north, to the west, pardon me, and then curving back to the north in the next couple of days. So we'll continue to see some problems with the development of more of these storms. And remember, the peak of the season comes up September 10th. So we got room for a lot more development. So this is why it's important if you're traveling to keep a close eye as to what's going on. Tonight marks the change in seasons of a sort, astronomical changes of season from summer to fall or autumn and autumn to winter. Those happen on the equinoxes and the solstices. A different type of meteorological condition and record keeping takes place tonight, from meteorological summer to meteorological autumn. What does that mean? It's for the months that contain the changeover in seasons. And that is a good opportunity for meteorologists, climatologists, researchers to be able to study those changeovers. So the next time we change seasons will be meteorological winter coming up on December the 1st, and that again about 3 months away. This is a good way to divide up the months of the years to see those changeovers of the seasons, and it's particularly good for studying again what the effects are, how they happen, things like that. So the first day of meteorological autumn, that is coming up tomorrow or today, depending on when you're watching this, on September the 1st. Came to my attention yesterday that we have not just 1 but 2 eclipses coming up in the next several months. The first one is an annular solar eclipse. This one, again, is where the moon and the Earth are a little bit farther away from each other, so the moon does not quite cover the entire surface of the sun, which marks it as an annular eclipse. A total eclipse is when the moon and the Earth are a little closer to each other, and that's where we see the big corona there, but it totally covers the sun. That's why it's called a total eclipse. That one happens in 220 days. We have another annular solar eclipse partially visible from this area of the country. That'll be coming up on October 14th, 2023. So if you've got those eclipse glasses from the last big one in 2017, get them ready and keep them, because they will be necessary coming up in the next several days out there. So definitely a good opportunity to see more about science. For the teachers and the administrators, again, Please get your requests in. We just had a slew of requests come our way, about 10 or 15 of them in the last 24 hours, so the message is getting out there. If you'd like to visit one of us, our weather experts, myself, Chip Chapman, Todd Heislip, to visit your classroom and talk about weather safety, a little bit more about how cool science is, climate change, things like that. We would love to be able to visit your classroom, but we can't do it unless you invite us. And the best place to do that is, again, go to the Food City Weather in the Classroom program, and that's at our website, wdef.com/weather. Again, we've gotten about 10 requests in the last about 24 hours, and those slots, whatever we have available on our schedule, will fill up very quickly when we cross-coordinate with your schedule. But if you don't get the request in pretty soon, we may not be able to get to you until January or February of 2024. So if you'd like us to appear, please do so. We'd love to visit, but unfortunately for right now, we're going to be looking at some rapidly filling up slots in the schedule. So please keep tuned to News 12 for more on that. We'll keep you advised on how our calendar is filling up there. That should pretty much do it for tonight. I think that pretty much covers it for this evening. Again, more information on what's going on with the weather out there, head to our website, wdef.com/weather. I'm on all of these social media channels, so if you'd like to be able to learn a little bit more about what's going on out there, I'm not just on the big three, so to speak. I'm on a whole bunch of these various other places. If you'd like to hit me up for a game of chess on chess.com or lichess.org, please let me know. Would love to play around against you. I'm no grandmaster, but I do, for the most part, know my way around a keyboard, so it would be lovely to see an invitation to play chess with you at some point in time. Not enough people do that around here, from what I can see. Chip Chapman has your forecast bright and early on Friday. He'll be taking a good chunk of next week off, including the Labor Day holiday, so I'll be with you Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week, and Todd Heislip will be with you for the evening shows. And don't forget about Todd. His schedule will be coming up on the weekends as per usual, 11 o'clock Saturday and Sunday nights. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onig. That has been Weather Overtime for Thursday evening, the last day of August, the last day of meteorological summer. And stay tuned for more with News 12 on air and online. And again, Chip Chapman, bright and early Friday morning at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. Thanks for joining us. Be safe, and join us again on Friday for an update into the holiday weekend.